Hello, everyone. Here I am with Carsten Koerl, the CEO of Sportradar company. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me for the interview. I'm feeling quite energized. It's a fantastic atmosphere here in Sao Paulo, and I really enjoy to learn about the Brazilian market.
Yes, I would like to ask how is your first business trip to Brazil going?
You're well informed. It's my first business trip. Private, of course. I was in Rio. I was in Sao Paulo. Enjoyed some leisure time here. Now it's business because the market is regulated. And I have to say, as a European, you have to get used to the South American living style. It's not as planned as I'm used to from other countries, but it's very impulsive and it's very emotional. And it is a huge country with exciting opportunities. So it's different. It's different to understand the stakeholders. Sport is a stakeholder, the state is a stakeholder, the operators here. But I'm super excited and I'm interested to learn.
I'm glad for you. So it's our country, very important for Sportradar.
Yes, it's on my top priority list. That's the reason why I'm here. That's the reason why I'm speaking very intensively with potential clients, the stakeholders, and the team. It is a country with 220 million people now. It is developing, in my mind, from the real numbers, more than 100% per year from the addressable market. But as we all know, we have now the regulation kicking in. So it's now time to build the structures, but to make that on the long term. So it's not interesting for Sportradar and for me to look for quick money. It is interesting to build the structures to make a long-term sustainable business.
What are the company plans for Latam and Brazil, the main market in the region, due to the size of the country and population?
So we try now to find our partners in sport. Comnebol is the first partner. We are working very closely with Brazilian football, Serie A and Serie B teams, the federations there. So we made some good steps forward here. Then the plan is to extend the reach with the existing operators, to cooperate with the government about important topics like integrity, match fixing, the complete regulatory framework. That's more consulting and helping to get it done. But Brazil is our main focus here. We are looking to other countries. We have business in Venezuela, Peru, in many of the Latin America countries, Colombia. But Brazil, purely from a size perspective and from a sport perspective, is a sweet spot for us.
So here is the place you see the most opportunity for growth.
Yes, that's the place to be. Looking from a growth opportunity, no other country in the world is providing on scale the opportunities which we see in Brazil. So that's the reason why we focus here. We put a lot of energy and resources into it, and we are building it for the long term.
Thank you. And how can the artificial intelligence can contribute for this work from Sportradar?
We are a technology business, as you know, and we are sitting on the biggest data pools for sport data, liquidity information, information about sport fan. A digital company with the content which we have can't survive in the next 3 years without massively exploring artificial intelligence. We do this since years. We are investing more and more into it. It will create a new experience about the sport. And it's not only for betting, it is completely for the sport fan, the experience, how he is seeing it. There are many topics, for example, hyper-personalization, the sport which you like, you get a customized view on this. It's enriched with the data which we know you want to have. It gives you information about other things. It gives you, for example, ticketing or sponsoring or merchandising opportunities or sports betting opportunities. So I think usage of technology, deployment of AI to achieve all this, that's an exciting way forward. It will change many things in the next years.
And which sports besides football do you think is going to be the opportunities for growth or the most popular?
Well, you are asking now, personally, a lousy football player. When I played football, I played that with a lot of passion, but not with a lot of talent. And personally, I'm much better in skiing. Skiing will be not a sport for Brazil, I'm totally sure about this. But table tennis, I was also good, is a sport which we see and which we promote. Esports is something really big in the country with a lot of passion because it's younger demographic. So esport plays a main role in sports betting in the future. We see also good opportunities in volleyball and basketball here in Brazil, where we already explore some of the properties which are working quite well. Especially NBA is very popular here, so we see a lot of demand around this. But if you ask me, beside football, that would be the main sports, and of course tennis.
And like you know, Brazil is for the second time elected for the most match-fixing country in this world. So what this represents for Sportradar, like a challenge, what do you think about?
Look, I think it's much too much in the medias. And I told this in many, many meetings. Match fixing is all around the world. It's a very small proportion. By the way, it's also a small proportion of the matches, the total matches in Brazil, but it is there. And it is always there where you have money involved. You have people, unfortunately, with a criminal energy, which are trying to manipulate things for their own purpose. So what I think we should do is, we should focus to establish a clear framework, clear rules, how to monitor this. Then we should help the police that they get educated around this with information which Sportradar or other companies can pass to them. We think we are best positioned because we are interacting with every bookmaker here in the Brazilian market. We see a lot of bets and liquidity streams with our systems which we have, and we can use this to see patterns for potential manipulations. Then we need to educate the police and the law enforcement agency. What do they do with the information which we give them? Because they should investigate. And then we need to speak with sport. What structures should sport have that they can somehow react on this? If you know a trainer is manipulating or a goalkeeper, what is the penalty which you give him for what manipulation? This framework needs to be established. We are working in the background on this, also together with the government. And if we work consistently on it, I'm totally optimistic that we will have a good framework, not to totally rule this out, but to detect it and to go with a strategy behind it. From a bookmaker perspective, I met not one bookmaker here in Brazil who is not cooperating and saying, we want to have a fair sport. And that's the main value of Sportradar. Besides, we are playing as a team. We are playing fair, so we provide these services for free, and we help to develop this market and get out of all these negative press releases which I see at the moment. Yes, it's there, so I hope I explained that we need to work on this, but we need to work together on this, and every stakeholder I was talking is very interested to get it done.
So, what are your impressions about SiGMA Americas in Brazil, São Paulo? What do you think?
So my first impression, it's totally chaotic. It took me 2.5 hours from the airport to my hotel. It took me 1.5 hours from the hotel here to come. It's a huge place. So many people, so energetic. Everywhere there is an action. That's what I see here on SiGMA. I really like it. I do not complain about this because it's something, it gives, if you have 30 million people on such a condensed space, it shows how much opportunities are around. And SiGMA is reflecting this. So you see a lot of new companies, a lot of fresh faces, which I haven't seen before. So this industry here is fun. It's vibrant. People which are searching for opportunities, which are using this actively, which are deploying technology. And the spirit which I see here is very positive. I see smiling faces. I see not one who is sad and looking down. It's smiling faces, it's energy, it's a lot of enthusiasm. That's what I would describe it. Yeah?